I said a prayer before I went to sleep last night at a bus stop, and I had a vision between last night and this morning. Today is Saturday, October 29th, 2022, and I just asked God, I said, Lord, please return on to Austin John Metter, my baby daddy. This is my baby daddy. Everything that he said that they did to my child, they said they was raping and killing my child. I saw this little boy that was around 5 or 6 years old in a neighborhood, and there were black guys around him, and he told me that they had told him that he had a vagina and they were raping him. He said three of them were raping him and that they had been doing it for a while. I had two water bottles in my hand, and one of the water bottles, I tasted it, and the water was salty. And I opened up a fresh water bottle. It had black on it and a black cap, and I opened it and I tasted that one, and it was salty. And I said, I know I just ate something sweet, but that should not make the water taste salty. I said, I've been drinking water all my life, and I ran to a convenience store or a restaurant where there was a fountain where it had soda or juice come out, and I put a paper cup to it, and then I drank it, and it was salty. I ended up in this red sports car with this older white male. He was driving. He stopped at a light, and then he opened the door and forced me out. Then he threw out a bag of Starburst, a large bag. He was talking as if he had been trying to act nice to me, and then he got tired of it, and he was just like, knowing everybody was setting me up, he was just basically like, get this African out of my car, kind of like. Then this white woman came and jumped in the passenger side, and they pulled up to a light and just stopped and waited there. There was this black man that had been with a white woman before she got in the car. They were at a house, I believe, and he disappeared. I was in the middle of the street after they pulled off in the car, and I went back to the house where he was at. I believe he was trying to set me up with the white people. When I got back to the house where he was at, I heard him say, I didn't even want to take a shower while she was here. And I just looked in the mirror. I ended up walking behind this white male, and he was walking with a black guy. And the black guy was tall with some braids. The white guy had some hair, and I was asking him, where is my little boy? Where is my child? He started running from me. He started making jokes and making excuses and stumbling, trying to get away from me. The black guy started saying like let me talk to it, kind of like he was like, oh, he's here, your son is here, your son is there. I was like, no, I can talk to the man that I laid down with. I could talk to the man that I had a baby with. I could talk to the father of my child. Like, move out of the way. And so I started back talking to the Caucasian male. And I was like, where is my child? And they hopped inside of a vehicle. The black male, someone opened up the driver's door, and the white male was in the passenger side, and the window was kind of down. His face looked different a lot of the time. The hair looked different. But he said, well, he died in the living room. He was in the living room and he died. I grabbed his head out of the window. I grabbed him by the hair and I started hitting him in the head with my hands on my fists. And then he got out of the car, like pulled his head out the window and got out. And I was like, nah, I ain't gonna fight you because I ain't gonna let you kill this baby and me, I'm pregnant. And all of a sudden, like, I remember seeing him on the ground and he was looking straight up. I got down, like, very close to his face. He was lying down with his head straight up and staring at the sky because we were outside. I put my head like very close to his face, and I don't know, I believe my head might have touched his forehead and my nose may have touched his nose, and I was like, where is my little boy? Like, where is our little boy? Tell me where he is. Then he started to kind of look like crack a smile a little bit, but then he was still staring at the sky, and I was right next to him, and it looked like he grabbed at his genitals, and he said, I killed my African baby. I looked up from him and I looked around. There was an apartment complex, like we were in the parking lot, and all of these African women appeared around in a very large circle, like in front of every apartment building. And they had this red clay all over their hair, and they started to sing something, but it was like, oh, like they heard what he said. I felt the Holy Spirit so strong when they appeared. They were not right there at first until he said, I killed my African baby. And then they just appeared around in a circle, and it was a pause. And then they said, oh. There were other African women that appeared as well, and they had white paint over their body and short hair. And when they heard what he said, one of them got very upset and she ran towards us. The woman came and she dropped down next to me and the white male, and she kind of slapped her hand down next to him, and I saw her stomach that she had given birth before, and she had the paint over her stomach and the rest of her body, and it felt like there was some sort of curse, that there would be something bad that would happen to him, because he said, I killed my African baby. And then they came and appeared after hearing what he said. They just stared at us in a circle, and then as they were staring at us, I saw a white horse pull up behind each female that was wearing a sheet over the horse, and I believe there was a male rider on each horse. And they all pulled up at the same time behind the females, and I was surrounded by these women, and they all had males behind them that were riding on white horses that looked royal. I ended up outside in a parking lot. It looked like I was trying to go into maybe a store, and it was just me out there by myself with a black male, and the sky started turning into lightning and rain. And the lightning started to try to strike. It started to strike at this black male, and I thought it would strike me, so I got scared. I dropped a pair of socks and a detergent bottle. After the lightning stopped, I went to grab the pack of socks and the detergent. I saw that the socks were little girl socks, and there were many socks, and it looked like almost similar to a Ziploc bag, and the tip of the socks was pink, and the heel of the sock was pink, and it looked like it was for like a toddler. Then I saw two children sitting at the bus stop. I believe one was a little black boy that was the youngest. The other one looked like he was Asian, but they both looked like they were under 4 years old. And I offered the Asian little boy a pair of socks. And he said he did not want the socks. He let the sock drop to the ground when I tried to give it to him, and I picked it up, and he said he didn't want them. Next, I ended up in this house. I was in a bathroom and I was looking in the mirror. I looked at my eye, like where you put on eyeshadow, but I didn't have on any makeup, and my eye was starting to crust, like when it's very dry and it peels. And I noticed like some veins. Then I saw my hair, and my hair was kind of matted. And I walked into the living room of the house. I saw a black male looking out of the peephole of a door. He had a bald spot in the middle of the head, black hair, and it was green like at the bottom. And he had on what looked like a slavery type outfit. The black male was not facing me, and I said, I wish these black people would have gotten killed, or I wish something like that God would have killed them, or that they would have been the ones to be killed, and not my son. I said, because that was the reason why they set him up to be killed, was because they didn't want to get killed. I thought to myself, the only reason why I wouldn't want that is because I wouldn't want God to kill me or the whites to kill me. After that, I saw a picture of a black Uncle Sam, and it was more realistic. His eye was cut out, one of his eyes, and there were a lot of patriarchal symbolisms behind him. And the outfit was more modern. It was as if he was trying to appear. It was like he was trying to appear like he was not African, which is why he adopted the Uncle Sam attitude and all of the racist symbolisms. The next thing I remember, I was in a bathroom, and no, I was actually waiting outside the bathroom in a lobby where I'm actually sitting right now and recording this video. And I saw this black male go into one of the restrooms, and then the janitor that works inside of the facility, one of the women here in the Galleria Mall in the dream, she came and locked the private restroom. There are two restrooms here in the Galleria Family Lounge, private restrooms. And she locked one of the doors, and then there was only one restroom. So as he was in the restroom, people started lining up outside of the door to try to get inside of the restroom. I went inside of the restroom, and there was a young black male that had on an inmate uniform, and he was kind of skinny. He was dark skinned, a low haircut, and he had one handcuff on, I believe, the right hand, and the other handcuff was hanging down off his wrist. And I said, there are people lined up outside of the door. But I think I first told him, I said, the janitor locked the restroom next to you. I said, come and look. And I looked outside the door, and there was a line of black women that had lined up in the family lounge to try to get into the restroom. And I said, you did that same thing to me, to the janitor. And then I cut my camera on and I started filming. But while I was in the restroom, I saw this green chair, which is in one of my videos, and I said, well, something about people having sex on there inside of the restroom. And then I told him that he needed to see what was going on, and I said they did the same thing to me. And so I came out and I started filming them, and they tried to run. Some of them tried to run. They had their kids doing it, and I filmed their kids, and I said, don't run now. So the Holy Spirit had me filming these black women and their kids doing it too, and he had me filming everything. And as I was recording a video to tell y'all about the vision, they were doing it. This is what they were sitting in my face doing. They're continuing to do it. Some of them were running. But I just pray that God can do something with the information. So as I'm sitting here pregnant, they just are continuing to come into here to try to set me up. They don't want me to use the restroom because I was washing up in the restroom doing my makeup and my hair. And they're setting me up outside, but I'm getting nauseous because of the vision where the white male said that he killed. I don't know where the full life think he going. His African baby. I don't know where he think he going. Which is the baby that so I started going into hypothermia inside of here. To cover that up. And I think I saw the dude P&B Rock. Out of custody. I just got done throwing up my guts outside this convenience store. I'm starving and going into hypothermia, and the black people sitting here watching the KKK abuse my baby and me. Right here. That's him, bro. That's him, bro. For somebody to rape my little boy to death. Because when I seen him going to the store, I just got done throwing up. I said, nah, you got me fucked up. You ain't finna goddamn just be up in here with all these people trying to kill my baby for no damn fight. It's so goddamn ridiculous. Excuse me, sir. Hi, are you Life Jennings? Oh my goodness, I grew up listening to you when I was a little girl. I thought I saw you. I said, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna let this man get past me. I grew up listening to you. What brings you to town? But it's, you know how you get to the point where you about to shit and throw up, and then you thirsty and you starving and you pregnant and you being abused and you going into hypothermia and everybody around trying to abuse your body. That's basically what it was. So this is I think the bag's still in here. Yeah. Hold on, let me get the bag. I've got the throw up in it. This is the bag with the throw up. So the man was like, get out of my store. He was like, can you go out of my store? I don't have a mouth. So I went right there and I started puking up that much. And I was like, blah, blah, pregnant. And my stomach started balling up. And then there was two black girls sitting where he's sitting and they just watched. They didn't come and say, ma'am, are you okay? Or call an ambulance. Nobody offered to call EMS. And then I just was like, Jehovah, Jesus, Jehovah, Jesus. And that's what they want for the Ku Klux Klan, is to try to kill the baby. But the baby all right. I'm all right. And then Life came walking this way and went into the store, Life Jennings. And his name is Life, and we have life in Jesus Christ. I saw in the spirit that Austin said he did kill my baby. So they all up in here on some bullshit. And I said, nah, Life, you ain't finna just be coming up in here while they trying to kill me and my baby and try to be involved in no ritual. So I had to play it off and act like I was still a fan in order to get them to talk to me, because I did grow up listening to them, but I know all the celebrities trying to do little rituals, and that's fucked up. This is the toilet. I am on my knees. I'm throwing up. The Holy Spirit said that they were putting stuff in water bottles, and the water is tasting nasty. I can't keep anything down like liquid. I need food, but I'm too weak to walk to the grocery store carrying 2 big bags, and they are trying to do a satanic ritual on me right now around the mall. Everybody, celebrities are here inside of the building, and I'm here throwing up, and I had to turn the camera on because I didn't know if it would stop.